It's definitely been quite the interesting first week of this month. Off with another Pokémondays vlog. Some brief thoughts. As I was saying, that I'm gonna do some other streams for the other developers, or the manufacturers before the show as well. Like last year, that seemed to pan out well, given how playing field's different than was then. But overall, I think it should be an interesting show. I'm looking forward to what they have to offer. Least of all with Generation 8, they're still reaffirming that they're going to have the game out in the window of this year or early next year, which I definitely appreciate. And I admit, I'm not too worried about whether or not it's going to be a totally new game or remake a previous one. And we shall see. I imagine it might be something like God of War, the new one just came out, where it has elements from previous titles, but it's otherwise new experience that should be easy to follow for both newcomers and people who follow since the beginning. Since if I may make an educated guess, as for Generation 8, on another note, there's also a bit of information from the franchise history that I thought I might like to share my thoughts on. It seems that Pikachu, the mascot of the series, was originally was going to have another evolution in addition to Raichu in Generation 1. And it was originally going to be known as Gorochu, which had a more fearsome appearance and horns in addition to its ears. Keep in mind, this before or later generations would have at least one Pikachu clone, and before Johto had Pichu, who in there as well as the new basic form, with Pikachu and Raichu taking out the stage 1 and 2 forms. And on a somewhat less pleasant note, there's now some litigation going on with the Switch. Some other company is accusing Nintendo of IP infringement for the design. The Hyper Console. It's not the first time that even happened, and not the only manufacturers happened to either. Sony went through the same thing, with the haptic text of the DualShock controllers. So hopefully, this issue will be resolved soon. What I am less sure about, however, is one that's all three big manufacturers are currently potentially involved with. That's the Federal Trade Commission is arguing that they violate a policy regarding warranties, that if you did something to your console and voided that, you peeled off some of the stickers, which you kind of had to if you wanted to work on it yourself, if you want to modify it in some way, which has been going on for, by my count, years. I don't know exactly how long to be sure, but I definitely know that within my lifetime, at least, in the PS1 and 64 days, that was the only way you could play certain software that didn't get officially released outside Japan, but it seems that depending on what happens, I don't know what the exact ruling will be. I'm gonna be following this issue just to be sure. But if something happens, it means that Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft all have within the next month in order to settle this issue. And it's not the first time this has arisen this year alone, given how the original PS redesign, not the Savelt one that's been in circulation for a while, but the original one that kind of looked like a big Foreman grill, it also had a settlement paid out by Sony. Something that happened to it to me. How I didn't actually get one those days. I did want one, and because of what it offered in terms of content and games, was a Blu-ray movie. Since I definitely bet on the right horse there, since those who had HDVD basically paid for a glorified drink coaster in hindsight, both the player and the discs. And I don't think it was as the other films that got that. Rather, it was the how many studios were on their back, given how Sony had an edge of having a stake in their own studios as well, and that was before the companies in the States are now. But I think I've dragged this out long enough, so I'll definitely keep up these vlogs as much as I can. I'm gonna be getting my 3DS repair this week, and also potentially, while that's in the shop, getting some apps quick to take the paywall off some of the games on my iPad. And so, just some of the Sega titles I've been used to play when I was younger, like Golden Axe, Crazy Taxi, and at least 3 Sonic games on there. There's more to come. So, that's all for now, and I'll talk to you all later.